arena is full of cowgirls today as the ones from Wyoming are here to take on the contingent from Oklahoma State in the 4th ever meeting between the schools. Alongside former Cowboy Brendan Manzer, I'm Mike Wolf, and OSU last Sunday played and not much has changed since that victory over Missouri State in terms of being shorthanded.
Yeah, Mike, just 8 players available today, 6 regulars and 2 freshmen. Good news is they did play very well against Missouri State. They've had a week to get continuity and develop chemistry. They're going to play a tough Wyoming team here today.
Yeah, Allison Fertig is Wyoming's leading scorer. She has 20 double-doubles and 100-plus blocks in her career.
The offense, every possession, Mike, will run through her. Multiple touches, they work inside out. She's absolutely the focal point offensively for Wyoming.
Ana Grenassi is coming off her 3rd 20-point outing, and she's the picture of poise and precision when she has the ball.
Well, a lot put on her shoulders with her ball handling ability, with both true point guards not available for Oklahoma State as of now. She was outstanding against Missouri State. 24 points on 6 of 9 from 3-point range. Cowgirls will obviously like to have another good performance from her this afternoon.
Tip goes out of bounds to Oklahoma State. Our officials today are Scott Yarborough, Brian Woods, and Nicole Brannon. Oklahoma State comes in at 3-3. Wyoming's Cowgirls 4-2, including a Big 12 victory over BYU at home last week. And the early drive in the bank is good for Oklahoma State.
Well, again, with the short-handed Cowgirls, Noble has elevated her game. She has been outstanding. She can shoot the 3. She can put it on the deck. She has mid-range game, so she has all 3 levels offensively.
Wyoming's first possession. Baseline drive, runs out of real estate, kicks it back out. Shot clock at 6. They'll dump it inside. Shot off just before the shot clock expires, rims out to Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State would like to get the pace of this game up, as Wyoming is going to be very deliberate in the half court. You saw it on that first possession.
Block inside on a nice cut by Hurd.
And what Wyoming does offensively, great ball movement, cutting, it's motion, so it's not true sets. So when you prepare to play them, it's really about being sound individually and as a team defensively.
Shot clock again at 5 for Wyoming. Tough shot, it'll go. And we're tied at 2.
That's Peterson right there, the sophomore. Last year's Mountain West Freshman of the Year. Going off a very good game against Brigham Young. 19 points last Tuesday.
Drive penetration, and how about that from the freshman?
Yeah, that's where Oklahoma State thinks, after some ball movement in half court, that they can attack Wyoming with their athleticism off the bounce. We've seen Noble and now Staley getting to the rim.
4-2 Oklahoma State. Left-hand shot is off the mark, out of bounds. It'll stay with the Cowgirls from Laramie. As we get a look at 2nd-year head coach for Wyoming, Heather Ezell. Played for Bill Finley, one of our favorites at Iowa State. Had an outstanding career there. Has been on the staff for Joe Legursky and Gerald Mattson, and now, as her team ties it, is in her 2nd season with the Cowgirls.
Great experience. Has worked her way on up the staff at Wyoming. Very good basketball coach, and they run great stuff. You saw what they got there on the underneath out-of-bounds play that last possession. Very well-coached team by Coach Ezell.
Hurd misses the 3, rebound to Wyoming. Deflected, stays with Wyoming. Long 3 from the wing. Long, but an offensive board. They'll put up another long-range 3. That one around and out. And Garzon comes away with a rebound.
Wyoming has not shot the ball great from 3-point range. Only 27% collectively as a team so far. But really much better than that. Multiple girls who have shot the ball well in the past, not shooting it as good as they will over time. So even though Oklahoma State has not Wyoming has not shot it. Well, they got a defender 3, as you see Coach Hoyt there.
Second season after 5 seasons in Kansas City with UMKC. Exceeded the 20-win plateau in her debut season, went to the NCAA tournament in March. Hurd trying to find Garzo, and it's stolen by Wyoming. Tati Olilainen was checked in. She got the steal, but then turns it right back over, and Noble called for a double dribble.
There's a link right there of Noble, yeah. Tapped it back to herself, and good call by the officials right there.
McKinley Dickerson inbounding it for Wyoming. She was all Mountain West 2 seasons ago, went to the NCAA tournament, had a mission trip last season, and getting back into form in her return to the Cowgirl lineup. Her shot was short, and a rebound to Oklahoma State.
Yeah, something important for Oklahoma State. The entire team needs to stay out of foul trouble again with a short bench, but Agarepa especially, because she's the only true big out there and has the strength to make sure those bigs for Wyoming are shoved outside of their comfort zone when they get those touches inside.
Wyoming likes to use a lot of shot clock. That time a quick shot for them. It's an air ball, and here comes Oklahoma State. Garzone, 4 threes in her last game, get to 200 for her career. Has 95 as a Cowgirl. Asi swishes the mid-range jumper.
A little bit confusion right there. That's one of the things about Asi. We've talked about it, Mike. She's not going to blow by you in terms of explosiveness with the ball in her hands, but very good decision maker, usually sound in that.
Olilainen with a miss. Agarepa with the board for the Cowgirls. We take a 4-point lead. Noble with the jumper there.
That's Noble. We've already seen 2 of the 3 levels offensively from her, but notice how she passed up the 3-point shot to get to her mid-range. Really, really playing well offensively, averaging almost 16 points a game over the last 3.
Nice drive and penetration, but too strong. Cowgirls of Laramie with an offensive rebound and a travel. Langerman will check in for Oklahoma State, a couple subs for Wyoming. We'll tell you all about that when we come back. 8-4 Oklahoma State. You're watching Big 12 Now on ESPN+.
Meet Sam, the ultimate road trip warrior. Sam loves hitting the open road. That's why she downloaded the Fuel Forward app. Download today and save up to 20 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. Then save 5 cents per gallon every fill-up after that. Enjoy everyday savings on fuel at Phillips 66, Conoco, and 76 stations. Road trips just got a whole lot better. Thanks to the Fuel Forward app.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
Yes, we do, and the team has its work cut out for them. That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute. But these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Get the care you need at the time you want. Walk right in or save your place in line at mercy.net/JPN SportsMed.
After camping for 3 days, gonna be sweet. What? I'm 12 hours short.
Have a fun weekend.
Unnecessary action hero. Unnecessary.
Was that necessary?
No, neither is a blown weekend. With Paycom, employees do their own payroll, so you can fix problems before they become problems. Get Paycom and make the unnecessary unnecessary. See you down the line.
I'm Coach Mike Boyden with Oklahoma State University. With approximately 700 Oklahomans waiting for a life-saving transplant, I encourage everyone across the state to make the important decision to be an organ, eye, and tissue donor. So check your driver's license for the Little Red Heart. If it's not there, visit lifeshareok.org and join the registry today. I have the Little Red Heart. Do you?
We started at 12, winning 11 deep, and dropping down since 9-6. What happened when the Big 8 met the Southwest? 7 Heisman's, count it, with 6 at the net, 5 on the floor, and 4 schools stronger. We put up threes, throw up deuces, and make one thing clear. We've always been greater than 12.
And welcome back to Stillwater, Oklahoma, as we take a look at the inactive players for Oklahoma State today, and half a dozen on that list, Brendan, and that certainly changes the way and the strategy for Coach Hoyt.
Well, Hannah Gusters, you get her, see right there, get her back from transfer rules December 17th, maybe the 20th. That depends. Look at that. You have 2 boots over there. You saw Scooter earlier with Douglas. Both true point guards not available at this point. That's why we talked about Alci and the responsibility for handling it as the main primary ball handler for Oklahoma State. So pieces, when they return, this Oklahoma State team will be have a chance to be pretty good.
Alci with it. Shot clock at 6. Three-pointer is short. Might have been deflected. Here comes Wyoming. They are 1 for the last 8 from the field. Corner 3 won't go. Was Oli lining. Alci with it for Oklahoma State. They'll drive and dish. Shot clock winding down. Tough move inside and great patience shown by Egarebba.
Well, one of the things that she's shown is that she plays hard at all times. Freshman, great motor. Much further ahead defensively and rebounding than she is offensively. So that'll continue to progress, and that was a positive sign on that last possession.
Wing 3 for Wyoming, around and out. That one halfway down. They have made 1 of their last 10 from the field. Staley sticks a 3.
For her, just not a weak point in any part of her game at either end of the floor line. Freshman from Sapulpa continues to be productive and make the right plays.
Cowgirls 6 of 10 from the field here in the early going. Mid-range jumper won't go. Poked around, brought down by Wyoming. Second chance is good for Peterson.
Yeah, that's Wyoming's 4th offensive rebound here in this first quarter. There's a concern of J.C. Hoyt coming in outside of Egarebba. Oklahoma State not very big.
Alci, tough shot, but gets it to go.
Yeah, Alci, when she has smaller guards on her, really looks to attack even more than she traditionally would. She's very good recognition of what the matchup opportunity is.
Offensive foul whistled on Wyoming as they bring Melima back in along with Marin McKenna.
Now here's that last possession by Alci. Got freshman and Simons on her right there. Alci understands a little bit of inexperience. Let me work my way deep into the lane and knock this little mid-range jumper down.
9-point lead for Oklahoma State. There's a three. Won't go. And here comes Wyoming.
Oklahoma State so far, Mike, has done a really good job. The ball's going to move side to side, and Wyoming's half-court sets, and they're hoping that you'll relax and you'll have a breakdown late in the shot clock.
Short on the three, long rebound, back out to the Cowgirls from Wyoming. Trying to get into the paint is stolen by Agarebba.
Agarebba, fortunate not to get a foul right there. Typically, when you reach over the top as a big, those officials will call that.
Offensive foul called on the Cowgirls from Oklahoma State.
That's on Agarebba right there. And a couple things on those ball screens. Those bigs have got to go. Make sure they body up on the screen itself. But Noble or Asib, Hurd, whoever uses it, has to wait and let that get established so it's not moving.
Deflected and nearly stolen. Foul called on Wyoming. Garzone checks in for the freshman Hurd. Final 9 seconds of this first quarter. Garzone for three. Got it! At the horn. And Oklahoma State, a very impressive opening 10. They lead it by a dozen.
Well, great setup play by J.C. Hoyt. The ball with under 10 seconds here, an opportunity to extend your lead. Now watch Asib. Vision, lets the play develop, and then Garzone. Boom, from long range.
Live sports.
The fashion critics said, play it safe. No bright colors, no chest hair. So I decided to call an audible. Because when I'm around beautiful garments, I'm not creating a look or a style. I'm telling a story. My inspiration? A weekend spent with a lumberjack. London's sprawling underworld. It's everywhere if you're listening.
Now get the best of Audible for just $5.95 a month for 4 months at audible.com.
Oh, sick headphones. Yours barely work. These are great. You should get them. I know. I really need a new pair. See ya.
Just spend my life with a girl like you. Till that time has come that we might live as one. Can I dance with you?
Someone in this room stole my autographed basketball, signed by the 1948 All-Star team. So I've called in a specialist, an e-specialist.
Okay, let's start with what we do know. Geico makes it easy to bundle coverage for your car and home. Yeah, even precious sports memorabilia.
What a relief. Let's get back to charades.
But I was also going to crack the case.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it's true.
Me? It's easy to bundle your home and car. It's easy to Geico.
Yeah, Coach Ezell has already played 10 players. Oklahoma State just 6, because that's basically what's available. But McKinley Dickerson, who's coming off the bench for now, you look back to 2 years ago, spent last season on a mission trip. 2 years ago, 15 points a game. 37% career three-point shooter. She was terrific against BYU. Mike, she had 17 points, but 9 of those in the final about 3 minutes and 45 seconds to close that game out.
Three-pointer won't go. Oklahoma State crashing the glass. And they're going to say it was last touched by the home team.
So at Wyoming, they have to be careful. They don't play fast. And so you don't want to be in a situation where this extends and it gets too far out of hand.
Banks in a three. That's Marin McKenna.
McKenna coming off a season-high 14 minutes at BYU. One of the 3 freshmen that Wyoming has that has a lot of promise and upside.
Boy, I'll see sometimes makes it look easy. Tess Barnes. Backing down, turns left hand up and good. Coming off a career-high 13 against BYU.
Yeah, and Fertig is who they typically are going to go to most of the time, but they'll post multiple others. Coach Hoyt was sharing with us earlier today about that. That's a situation where with Oklahoma State's lack of size outside of like a rep, they can exploit Oklahoma State at times.
Oregma with the offensive board. Back out to Asi. Nice speed to Egarepa for the layup.
What a great play right there. And Asi using change of pace to freeze her defender. And then eventually draw help, dumping it down to Egarepa.
Wyoming goes back down inside. Gets another points in the paint.
That's about as good a position in terms of a catch in the post that Wyoming has been able to get thus far.
Garzone will drive left. Reach in called on Wyoming.
There's a last offensive possession. Watch Asi. Eyes always up. Uses the ball screen, keeps the dribble alive, and then Fertig, she waits until Fertig has to come over and help, and that allows the easy dump down for Egarepa.
Into Langerman. Well defended that time by Wyoming.
Yeah, good hands right there by McKenna.
Open three. That one rattles around and drops.
That's really good offense right there. Again, this is motion offense, not a set play. Obviously, you have rules and assignments, but that's what makes Wyoming difficult to defend. Now what's happened is they made a couple shots. My defensive intensity has picked up somewhat. McKenna wide open right here. Good screen. Freeing her up. 2 trays from her so far here in the first half.
Browns made their last 3 shots, and they'll get a chance here to make it possibly a 1-possession game.
Yeah, they've really come out here in the second quarter, more than holding their own. We talked about it's not a team built to make big comebacks just because of the pace that they typically play.
Good dump down low to Fertig for the layup.
Good find right there. Wyoming's starting to catch their stride now, both ends of the floor.
That was actually Savage who laid it up and in.
Here to spacing, ball moves. Right there, Savage left wide open inside. Egarepa is out for Oklahoma State. I mean, it just looks a lot different, right? You take that true big out of there, Oklahoma State gets small in a hurry.
Hurd for 3.
That's a big bucket right there. Oklahoma State had struggled on the last handful of possessions offensively.
Good cut. Back outside. 3. With a hand in her face, McKenna knocks down another.
Well, you're getting big-time minutes out of the freshman right now.
Averages 3 a game, has 9 already here in the first half.
But starting to get inserted when we talked about the minutes going up against Brigham Young. There's the 3 from Staley Hurd, her second of the afternoon, and then Wyoming doing a good job of finding McKinnon. I remember her first one was a bank from the top of the key. It looked like an accident, which it was, but the last 2 have been pure.
Great look to give Lior an open look for 3. Seven-point game in favor of Oklahoma State. Foul on the Cowgirls. That goes against Langerman. As the freshman Mia Galbraith from Australia checks in for Oklahoma State. McKinley Dickerson back
One
in.
of the advantages, obviously, over time through the course of this game is the depth of Wyoming, playing 10 players in meaningful or significant minutes. With Oklahoma State's short roster.
Turnover. Hurd running the break. Bounces down low. Wyoming gets a hand on it. Held ball, possession arrow, Oklahoma State.
To kind of elaborate on that is, Wyoming just needs to hang around, continue to hang around, and be there in the fourth quarter. Sasi Savic come out of there, holding that elbow.
Verdict will replace her in the lineup for Wyoming. Shot clock at 5. Garzone steps back. Long 2, won't go. Long rebound called in by Galbraith. Wyoming down 7. Birding, tough shot. Offensive rebound for the Cowgirls. Stepped on the end line.
Well, both these teams heating up from three-point range. Three-point shot won the game down the stretch for Wyoming against Brigham Young on Tuesday. It's gotten them back into the game here in the second quarter. McKenna with 3 of her own. And Garzone for Oklahoma State.
Lives we touch every single day. So, what makes a life a good one? You'll have to figure that one out for yourself.
Welcome back to Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Here's a look at the preseason poll in the Mountain West. Wyoming picked to finish 3rd behind UNLV and Colorado State. Wyoming coming off a 23-win season last year, went to the WNIT NCAA tournament the year prior, and Giselle really feels like she has the roster in place to go the distance this year.
Well, and one of the reasons, which is rare this day and age of college basketball, they have retention at Wyoming. Players that grow up and develop in the system. A lot of good tradition there. And then the era of the portal especially. I mean, that is a rarity and a testament to the Wyoming program and coaches out.
See, well defended, but an offensive rebound inside and a foul drawn by Egareva.
Yeah, just really continues to be an important piece for Oklahoma State. The freshman right there, look at that. Nose for the basketball, strong, physically ready at this level, even though she's young. And she wants to be good. As we were talking to Coach Hoyt, you know, she said, you can always work with those players that go hard and are about making winning plays. Because you know exactly one, in terms of just strategy of personnel or matchups, easier to insert those where they need to be when you're a coach.
Egareva makes 1 of 2 from the line. Offensive foul called on Furtick.
Be interested to look at this right here. Egareva really only once has given up an angle to Furtick. She's been a very sound position defender. Yeah, no doubt. That right elbow. No angle right there. A little frustration. But that's the other thing about Egareva, Mike. She plays hard, but defensively, she's in the right spot. She understands where she needs to be.
See with another good pass to Praise. She gets fouled again. We'll go back to the free throw line.
Seeing a little bit of this more and more with Egareva. Asi driving to create help, to dump down to Egareva. And easier said than done, but there's a lot of bigs, Mike, that aren't great at vacating or locating themselves in a spot that makes that pass easy. Egareva, to me, over the last couple of games, figuring that out so that it becomes seamless between Asi and Egareva.
The lead back to double digits for Oklahoma State. Another 2.5-minute scoring drought for Wyoming. Hurd called for the kick. You mentioned a moment ago the transfer portal, and Wyoming being one of those teams that can build the program. 4 freshmen, just 1 transfer on this roster, and they got a lot of international flavor as well.
Yeah, and the international part of the way that they play offensively really resonates with those international players. So where you play free, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have purpose or you get to do whatever you want, but it's just motion. It's more like the old days when basketball used to be.
Down low, Savic, who returned to the lineup after being a bit shaken up.
Savic gives him really good minutes. He's playing about 14 minutes a game so far this year. Always productive. 7 points, 5 rebounds in her time out there on the floor.
Egareva called for an over the back. It's going to be her second personal, and bring Langerman off the bench to replace her.
And J.C. Hoyt, especially with those 6 regulars, she's constantly using dead balls to rotate those 6 in and out. Keep them as fresh as she can possibly can.
And a charge. You can see that one coming from half court.
Yeah. I mean, Garzon had read it well in advance. Freshman just got a little too deep right there.
Back out to C. Shot clock at 10 for Oklahoma State. Hurd drives, off balance, won't go. And a foul on Langerman, I believe, on the rebound.
Yeah, Wyoming, as the game has settled in, has done a much better job of not allowing Oklahoma State just to attack them off the bounce.
Travel called on McKenna. She had picked up her dribble and well defended by Garzon.
This is an important stretch right here as you close out the half. You know, Wyoming's down 12 at the end of the first quarter. Has played much better at both ends this quarter. What you don't want to do is give it back if you're them on the road and allow Oklahoma State to regain momentum and control.
Off balance, count it, and an and one opportunity for Lior Garzon.
I like it when Garzon, who's going to get run off the three-point line a lot because she has such deep range. You got to be on the catch there defensively, but when she puts it on the deck, doing a much better job here this afternoon, taking what the defense gives. Nice little play right there with the offhand.
Misses the three-point opportunity, but the lead back to 10 for Oklahoma State. One and done possession there for Wyoming. Open three around and out. Garzon crashes the boards, gets bumped. And the foul is called on Wyoming.
A great effort by Garzon right there on the offensive rebound.
And for her, it's great to see because she's been so reliant, and rightly so, on the three-point shot. But to drive the last time down and then be there in the right position to get the rebound on this one.
As prolific of a shooter that she is, you know, you look at the trip to the Bahamas, she struggled. She was 3 of 15 for three-point range. But if that's your thing, that's great. But you can't let it affect the other areas of the game. So you're right, Mike. I mean, she's been much more active defensively. You've seen her drive it when she's needed to. You see the offensive rebound right there, playing with great energy here today.
Lead back to 12, which matches Oklahoma State's largest of the afternoon. Kickball on the Cowgirls.
Oklahoma State, Coach Hoyt has a handful of times when you've had a made basket or a dead ball. He's been able to pick up three-quarter court. What that does is it chews time off the clock. So once Wyoming gets settled into the half court, not as much time to turn you over, shift you on defense with all their ball movement.
And a short shot inside by Savage. Garzon, long three, got it! Final minute of the second quarter. 15-point Oklahoma State advantage. And McKenna drives and draws the contact from Asi.
Now watch Staley Hurd in this last possession. She knows exactly what she wants to do. She knows she's going to throw the ball back to Garzon, who's getting into rhythm. So she drives the ball right at Oli Leinen, and then it essentially becomes a screen for Garzon.
13 points for Garzon here in the first half.
Heather Ezell talked about McKenna here, the freshman. And you asked her, you said, who are some of the players outside of Peterson, Vertig, Dickerson that you really like here in the early going? And McKenna was one of those. And the way that she has played, she's turned it over a couple of times as a freshman, but a lot of confidence. She's got some toughness to her. And she is the one, really, with some big threes that allowed Wyoming to get it under double digits.
Garzon drives and kicks. And the three from the wing is good for Langerman. Shot clock turned off. And Wyoming fails to get off a final shot. Good defensive possession by Oklahoma State to end the half up 16.
Well, one thing, Mike, that holds true with J.C. Hoyt's teams, no matter who's available, the ball moves, and the three-point shot usually goes down. Oklahoma State extends to 16.
Just Tech there at 9-0, TCU 8-0, 6 undefeateds at this point of the non-conference schedule here in the Big 12. We've got some news and notes from around the league. 3 teams in the top 25, Texas, Baylor, Kansas State, as Brendan mentioned, off to a great start. 6 unbeatens, as I just said. And TCU, Reagan Peebley, their coach before, stepped out of the coaching ranks. And the Horned Frogs off to a great start at 8-0. Thus far in 2023.
Madison Connor, the transfer at TCU, had 41 the other day against Tulsa. Big reason why TCU is much improved.
41-25 is your halftime score here in Stillwater. The Cowgirls of Oklahoma State leading the Cowgirls of Wyoming. We'll have highlights and stats coming up next on ESPN+. When you can get that kind of roll and then gets the roll on her second three.
Yeah, coming into this afternoon, only taking 4 threes on the year. It's that first one to go, as you said, Mike, but you can tell, played with tremendous amount of confidence and had a terrific second quarter.
11 points on the afternoon for her, and Staley Hurd, the freshman, to see how she hit the ball, kept it on her hip and made the basket, and then she can knock it down from long range.
Yeah, this always seems to make good decisions. That's why she's so effective and productive. Well, the three-point opportunity coming for her today. She made 2 of 4 in the first half, 8 points. And then Liar Garzon, rough stretch on the trip against Penn State and Ohio State. Hit 4 threes a week ago against Missouri State. Has 3 in the first half here this afternoon. But I like this about her as well. Knocking down the 3, gets run up the three-point line, drives it. And there's a nice little transition. Staley Hurd setting up Garzon. Garzon 13 points in the first half on just 6 field goal attempts.
Yeah, 3 of 4 from three-point land. As we take a look at the numbers, Oklahoma State better than 50%, 38% for Wyoming. You see 6 of 14 from 3 as a team. And Wyoming's just gotten to the free throw line 1 time, 1 trip for McKenna. And they're the top free throw shooting team in the nation at 88.6. You wonder if that'll be a point of focus for Coach Ezell and the Wyoming Cowgirls at the half. You see 11 turnovers already for the visitors, and the Cowgirls have turned those in to 10 points. You see the bench points, 15, all of those coming in the second quarter for a team that averages 26.5 on the bench.
Yeah, and Oklahoma State's done a really nice job keeping everything in front and containing. And with the shortened roster, they have to stay out of foul trouble, but it's almost made them be more solid and sound and not gamble, get out of position. And then, obviously, Wyoming has to clean up the turnovers. They have to get stops coming out here in the second half, and they have to take care of it. Those 2 things are what will predicate if they can get right back into it.
Oklahoma State leads it at the half, 41-25. You're watching Big 12 Now on ESPN+.
Are you going higher or lower? With Underdog Fantasy's Pick'em game, that's the only choice you have to make. It's easy, it's fun, and it's the best way to put more sweat in watching your favorite team. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com to get started.
UFC 296. Buy it on ESPNplus.com/PPV.
It is V Week at ESPN when we partner with the V Foundation to highlight the urgent need for cancer research. This is game-changing research that helps save lives. You can join the fight against cancer by visiting v.org/donate. 100% of your donation goes directly to cancer research. And I'll never forget Jimmy Valvano's speech at the ESPYs that year. Laugh, cry, and think every day. If you do those 3 things, you've lived a full day. And he was definitely a great example, and his legacy lives on.
I'm sure, like a lot of people, I mean, I can watch that over and over and over again and get something out of it every time.
Absolutely. Wyoming down 16 as we get set to start the third. McKenna with 11 points off the bench. Garzone, Oklahoma State's leader, with 13 points. And Wyoming comes in at 4-2, a win over BYU. And a team that Coach Ezell talked to us on the phone about the other day, a team that she relishes the chemistry they have. They hang out on the weekends. She sends her players home for the summer to go enjoy their families. And you wonder how that chemistry and how that cohesiveness will be on display here in the second half.
Well, I think that will play a huge part. You know, maturity. They have players that are older. They got a nice mix of freshmen. But when you enjoy playing with one another, appreciate what skill set or what you provide for the team, you know, those teams usually end up being successful. She knows coming out here, Oklahoma State had a couple of big runs in each of those quarters in the first half. But you can't have empty possessions, those 11 turnovers we talked about, Mike. And then defensively, they have to string a series of stops together.
Wyoming ball to start the third. Peterson spins, gets inside, but short, gets her own miss. Work it back inside. Little hook shot, won't go.
We got a couple of pretty good looks right there. And they would get those bunnies to go down.
That, however, will go down for Garzone.
Well, and Coach Ezell talked about this with Oklahoma State. You think they're extended out and you're there on the catch, but you're not. And Barnes, that's too much room for Garzone.
That last three gets her to 14th on the career three-point list for Oklahoma State. Wyoming battles and pulls down that rebound. Largest lead of the afternoon for Oklahoma State. Good cut inside, a miss, and it's off the fingertips of Oklahoma State.
Yeah, another pretty good look for Wyoming right there. Peterson made a nice cut. Here's Garzone. Now watch Barnes. She thinks she's there, right? Contests, nothing wrong with that. And on most shooters, you're good. Not with Garzone. You really have to get out, be right up underneath her on the catch. She's got that size that we talk a lot about, 6', 6'1", quick release, and so she can shoot over the top of defenders even if they seemingly are there.
Off the inbounds, the layup is good for Peterson. Hurd drives, contact in the lane, whistled on Wyoming. Cowgirls will inbound from underneath their basket. Garzone to throw it in. Little confusion between her and Asi.
Yeah, Garzone called for the ball. Asi was like, okay, I'll give it to you. And then a miscommunication right there.
McKenna will check back in for Wyoming.
And McKenna comes in even quicker than she did the first half, and rightly so with the way that she's playing here today.
Foul called against Oklahoma State's Cowgirls as Melba drove baseline. That's on Egarepa.
I think this is 3 right here. That's smart right there. You just drive to contact, understand Oklahoma State thin anyway in their rotation. Only one true big. It's a big play right there. Now, can Wyoming take advantage? Makes it tougher for Oklahoma State to defend Fertig inside defensively.
Melba makes them both. She's a 90% free throw shooter coming in. Her first 2 points of the day. RC gives it up to Staley Hurd. Good look inside. Hurd, strong move, puts it up and in.
You know, what Oklahoma State did to Wyoming was almost what Wyoming would like to do to you. Patience in the half court, some movement, some cutting. Staley uses her athleticism right there.
3 knocked down by Peterson.
Yeah, good answer from Peterson.
Langerman. She rattles one in from long range.
With Langerman, just a solid piece. Transfer from Arkansas. Always kind of seems to make the right play, but when she gives you extra offense, to me that's just bonus. She had 10 points and 7 boards against Missouri State.
Barnes feeds Furtick, who lays it up and in. .15-point Oklahoma State lead. Noble drives, stops, dishes, stripped away, and Langerman gets it back. Bounce inside, Hurd with the finish. Timeout called. Nice play by Oklahoma State to feed the freshman inside, and Oklahoma State increases their lead here in the third.
In the wilderness, fearless and human, Sauvage, Elixir, Dior.
Welcome back to Gallagher-Iba Arena in Stillwater. Here's the next 5 for Wyoming. As a week from today, they'll go back home to take on Creighton, then hit the road again at Montana State. Then they'll take on Eastern Washington and Wright State in back-to-back games, and then Boise State to end 2023 at home on the 30th.
Now Creighton receiving votes in the top 25. They played a tough schedule. Talk about Nebraska, BYU, at Gonzaga. Obviously on the road against another Big 12 team in Oklahoma State.
McKenna for 3. Got it.
Yeah, equally a concern right now, as you would be with somebody like Garzone for Oklahoma State, is cannot leave that freshman wide open. First half that she had. She's already proven that she can knock those down.
Langerman crossover around Furtick to lay it in.
So that's the chess match, right? We talked about, can Oklahoma State deal with Furtick inside? It's a pretty easy catch right there. They go right where they need to, but conversely, this is the floor Oklahoma State's basically space you with 5 out, 0 in. Furtick's got to defend out on the perimeter.
Garzone over to Langerman. Noble drives, loses the handle. Turnover on Oklahoma State. Peterson penetrates. And a foul called on the Cowgirls of Oklahoma State. And really, Brendan, I mean, their strength, obviously, is getting to the line and converting. And Oklahoma State being shorthanded, as you see the freshman Butler check in for the first time today, would be to get Wyoming into some, or excuse me, Wyoming get Oklahoma State into some foul trouble. We'll see how it plays out. Final 5 of the third, 53-39 Cowgirls.
When severe storms strike, my job is just beginning.
And hour after hour, I'm striking the perfect balance of reliable, affordable energy sources to energize your days.
So homework gets done.
And business goes uninterrupted. Because at OG&E, your storms are our storms.
Your home is our home.
And together, we energize life.
Guys, this game is in the bag. And Ron's bag of burgers is only $6.25. Ready? Great! You got the hunger inside you? I'm hungry for burgers, Hope. Me too. Illegal burger grabbing. Ron's, it's that one. I'm so hungry. I'm so hungry. Let's run to Ron. Bag of burgers, $6.25.
Old Trapper Beefs. Camping catastrophes.
So the kids want to go camping again.
Well.
Yeah, let's go camping.
Old Trapper. What's your beef?
Meet Sam, the ultimate road trip warrior. Sam loves hitting the open road.
And be leaders on a global scale. A promise to create, to solve the world's most complex problems, and to give back to our communities. At OSU, we are a promise to forever be loyal and true. Here at the nation's premier land-grant university, orange is the answer.
We're back in Stillwater here in the third quarter, and we referenced it before the break about Oklahoma State staying out of foul trouble. And you see Agarepa and Asi, who picked up the last one with 3 apiece, and getting to the line for Wyoming and keeping those two, a post player and a point scorer, off the court could be pivotal for Wyoming.
Yeah, if you're going to continue to make a move, I mean, this is the time if you're Wyoming. So Bruna Butler comes in the game for Asi. And J.C. Horton with the 14-point lead. That's the positive. She'll manage how she utilizes Agarepa and Asi. Asi is the general of this ball club. The heartbeat certainly offensively of Oklahoma State.
Into Savage. Right hand, strong move, gets it to go.
We mentioned it earlier in the game. Savage, a really good compliment when Fertig is out of the ball game. Going in to her as well, puts pressure on your interior of your defense.
Butler gives it up to Hurd. Shot clock at 6. Garzone leaves one. Shot clock violation against the Cowgirls of Oklahoma State.
Yeah, it's a good defensive possession, very sound by Wyoming. And then you get late in the shot clock. You know, with this group out there right now, Staley Hurd is, I think, the one that's got to step up.
Right on cue. Big basket there for the Cowgirls. Melima No good on the three, knocked around. Stays with Wyoming, and another foul on Oklahoma State.
There's the previous possession for Oklahoma State, able to pick up a full court pressure. What's Hurd gets her left hand on it, tips it to herself, lays it right back in. This end right here, Savage talked about. Very effective as well inside. And in her minutes, I talked about how productive that she is. She gets 2+ offensive rebounds in her 14 minutes a night right there. Pounds the glass, gets herself to the foul line.
Out of all the free throw shooters on this Wyoming team, she comes in the worst statistically, half of her free throws, and makes half of them on this trip. But it'll stay with Wyoming, and they'll bring Asi back in with 3:32 left here in the third.
Asi been around long enough. She just needs to continue to be solid, keep in front, be a positional defender.
Off the side of the rim, no good. I'll see with the rebound for Oklahoma State. Hurd with it. Stolen. And that'll be the fourth on Asi.
Wow. What a great job defensively right here. The pressure gets that left hand in there, and then whoever's late to the ball, in this case Asi, usually gets called for the foul. It's big right there. Certainly didn't think she would pick up her fourth on that kind of play.
So she heads right back to the bench. Mellema heads to the free throw line.
And sometimes I'll see, other ball handlers, Mike, out front. I call it flirting with the defender. You got somebody up on you. You can't be stationary. You either got to blow by them and get into your offensive set, or use a little change of pace to create some space and a little more comfortable situation where you can handle it.
12-point game. Cowgirls of Oklahoma State had pushed it all the way up to 19 here earlier in the third. Held ball, possession arrow, OSU. Garzone to throw it in. Corner three, strong. Langerman taps it out. Coach Hoyt thought there was contact.
I think she felt like Savage hit Langerman on that offensive rebound. And she might have, Mike, but I've always contended that you have to be strong with it to get the officials to give you things in the back.
Savage with a finish, and don't look now, it's a 10-point game. Tess Barnes called for the personal at midcourt. Or excuse me, Mellema.
And Wyoming's having some success, although they foul right there, extending their defense a little bit. A little less soft and passive, causing Oklahoma State some problems, especially with Asi out of the game.
Noble drives.
If you look back to the first part of the game, Noble and Hurd, after a little bit of ball movement or screen, have been able to attack Wyoming off the bounce. It's been a while where Noble has been able to use athleticism, get an angle, and drive it.
Langerman gets a breather as Galbraith, the freshman, checks back in. 5 points now for Noble. Cowgirls pressuring in the backcourt. Almost get the turnover.
You get a pretty good trap right there. Make Wyoming throw a long distance out of that trap.
Penetration. Got too far under the hoop, and here comes Staley Hurd. Our zone fouled.
Strong drive right there. Talked about your zone. She gets run off the line. She's got a pretty good first step. Not quick by any means, but she has a pretty good first step. Ability to go left. We've seen that multiple times here this afternoon. And once you get the angle, Mike, if you just drive with strength, those officials typically will favor you as the driver.
17 points for Lior. The lead back to 14 for Oklahoma State. Maddie Simons back in. Savage will take a break. Butler called for the foul. And Wyoming in the bonus the rest of the third. Tack on a couple of points here with the clock stopped.
Lily Lyman, one of those three freshmen that Heather Ezell can bring off the bench. Simons, Lily Lyman, and McKenna, who's been absolutely terrific here today.
Garzone drives and dishes. Back to Butler. Shot clock winding down. Noble short. And it's out of bounds off of Hurd.
Really good defensively from Wyoming right there.
And then Peterson turns it over.
Yeah, Wyoming hasn't felt or looked completely comfortable with this pressure at Oklahoma State. And J.C. Hoyt has been bringing. You know, it's interesting in the situation that they're in. Coach Hoyt obviously feels like on dead ball situations they can still disrupt Wyoming in the full court.
14th turnover on Wyoming. Galbraith. Garzone puts it on the floor, and she'll head back to the line.
That's a tough matchup for Simons right there. Those freshmen that we mentioned, going against a veteran. Garzone gets her off balance just enough. And again, good first step this time going to the right.
First one's down. 20 points for Garzone. Wyoming gets out of the pressure. Too strong on the layup attempt.
Well, great effort right there from Noble, just trying to contest it.
Noble
Oklahoma State, Dossie out really has to change the way that they play. But one thing that they have done, Mike, is they've taken care of it. And the ball has moved pretty well in the half court. This has become more of a little bit of a grinder. Oklahoma State typically wants to play quick, but you can look at Mike when Dossie went out with her fourth foul in the third quarter with 3 minutes left. It was a 10-point game. So without Dossie out, they've extended it to 18.
And I think extending the defensive pressure has certainly helped. Though Wyoming breaks it pretty easily there and finished by Furtick.
Maybe Oklahoma State. Number one, don't turn it over, and you don't want to shoot it too quick. At the very least, if you're the Oklahoma State Cowgirls, you want to leave the half. This period is up 16 or 18. There you go.
And Hurd with 2 more.
Top leagues and tournaments.
Homestand before Utah Tech and Oregon, and then the Big 12 opener against Iowa State, Coach Ezel's alma mater, to start Big 12 play, the second to the last day, the penultimate day of 2023.
Yeah, hopefully as the month progresses, J.C. Hoyt will, she'd probably take one additional player at this point, but hopefully you get multiple back, including Hannah Gusters, the transfer from LSU, former McDonald's All-American. At the very least, should be available for Utah Tech and Oregon, which will be good tests heading into Big 12 conference play.
High arcing air ball to start the fourth. Noble to Langerman. Trying to get it back to Noble. Stolen by Wyoming.
Great rotation on that back side by McKenna.
Foul called offensively on Wyoming.
I think you get McKenna right there on a moving screen.
Cowgirls trying to improve to 3-1 all time against Wyoming. And get above 500 overall in 2023. Garzone, long three, won't go. Battle for the rebound. Wyoming falls on it. Oh, a jump ball there? Looks like they did. Possession there, Oklahoma State. Into Noble. The pass intercepted. Wyoming. To the basket inside.
Yeah, nice drive. Good recognition that it was there immediately by Melliman.
Bird's pass turned over.
And Oklahoma State starting to get careless in the half court offensively with the basketball.
McKenna. Mellon, a tough shot.
It was a tough shot. It is difficult to drive around Staley, even if you have the angle. She's so strong, she won't let you completely turn the corner. That was just an excellent finish offensively.
Garzone. Barnes turned around, not sure why. Garzone took it to about 14 feet and knocked down the shot.
I don't know why you'd ever leave a ball game, but right there.
3-point shot off the side of the rim. But there for the putback is Fertig.
Fertig, great job keeping the ball alive, not fouling. Allowing Wyoming to continue that possession.
14-point game. Noble around Fertig for the finish.
Now, a couple screens, you get the initial one, and then the second one near that left elbow to kind of clean it up, allowing Noble to turn the corner.
Fertig again.
And I think a ref a little cautious down there defensively with those 3 fouls. But you can't let Ferga bear you that deep. Fertig, but she will finish.
Shot clock at 6. Garzone drives, kicks. Shot up in time, won't go. Rebound Wyoming. Three-pointer won't go. Wyoming crashing the glass. McKenna. She'll drive and draw the foul.
Good drive right there from McKenna. 5:46 left. Wyoming's going to have to make a push here pretty quick. And to do that, you have to control tempo. Defensively, string a series of those stops. And then down here, Mike, unless the 3-point shot is just flowing, you got to have those, continue to have heavy touches, Fertig inside. And then you got to drive it. You get to the foul line, it stops the clock. You get points on the board without the clock moving. And eventually, if they might have to start picking up and pressuring, depending on what happens over the next couple of minutes.
Wyoming struggling from the line by their standards, 8 of 12 today. Dickerson back on. She was All Mountain West 2 seasons ago. Played a pivotal role in pulling away from BYU earlier this week. Garzone off the bank.
Garzone has picked it up big time here today. It hasn't just been the 3-point shot where she's produced.
Linen gives it up, and Savage with a finish.
Yeah, nice play right there. Savage in traffic, able to catch the ball amongst several Oklahoma State players. Big finish.
Noble fouled. A reach-in called on Wyoming, which takes us to the under 5 timeout. 13-point lead for Oklahoma State here in the 4th.
Baby, back around.
Point game here in the 4th, and what a stat line for Leora Garzone, averaging just under 11 per game this season, 24 on 7 of 12 from the field.
Well, it began with hitting threes early, and then Wyoming understood that terrific range, quick release. We have to run her off the 3-point line, but then she's been driving it. She's been to the line 7 times and made 6, so it's been a perfect combination of production. Garzone hasn't been to the free throw line until today, not since the New Orleans game, which is the 2nd game of the year. So she's been to the line 3 times all year. So she's mixed it up well. It needs to get to the line, Mike, because she's an excellent shooter. It's another way for her to help her team.
Cowgirls with it out of the timeout. Shot clock under 5. Arizona will drive again, down the lane, short. Thought it caught the front of the rim. But nonetheless, it's Wyoming basketball down 13.
Not the worst possession in the world. You don't get a great look, but you chew up 30 seconds there, basically. So if you're going to have an empty possession, you might as well get some of that time off the clock.
Deflected. Stays with Wyoming. Shot clock at 6. Inside left hand short. And Staley Hurd brings it across midcourt for Oklahoma State. Rolls off the front of the rim. It'll stay with Wyoming. And, you know, we mentioned Dickerson coming off a 17-point performance against BYU. All Mountain West 2 seasons ago before her mission trip, but 0 for 4 from the field today. Melema won't go from 3.
And J.C. Hoyt slows things up right here. Staley Hurd, let's run some offense. No need to be in a hurry right now.
Langerman draws the foul late in the shot clock.
And that's absolutely perfect if you're Oklahoma State. Get 27 seconds off the game clock, the space, and Langerman did the right thing there. You had the defense moving and shifting enough that the angle was there, and Langerman goes strong. Very good offensive possession, good situational offensive basketball from Oklahoma State.
Ends a 2.5-minute scoring drought. Langerman makes them both. Kick ball. And Wyoming is going to have to speed it up and not chew so much time off the shot clock on their possessions.
Yeah, it's just not that they're poor at it. It's just, you know, their strength is half-court grinders, and Oklahoma State's just been able to keep enough distance when Wyoming's made many runs to try to get it under 10.
Open 3, way off. And the Cowgirls get a timeout. Langerman gets on the floor. Good hustle.
One of the things, you look back to the Missouri State game a week ago and today, Oklahoma State, the strength of Oklahoma State's team is the offensive end and shooting the 3. Good hustle right there, and smart play by Langerman. Get the timeout. But defensively, now, I'm not trying to make Oklahoma State into a defensive juggernaut, but they've just been sound and solid, which when you can score the ball like they can, and when they get pieces back little by little, hopefully over the next couple of weeks, you know, it's going to enhance their ability and versatility in the offensive end. But you just need to be sound and solid. And hopefully this Oklahoma State team is learning the value in that end of the floor as well. See right there, we talked quite a bit about all the inactive players. We've shown it the last couple of games, all the players in boots, there's scooters over there, there's crutches.
And they're missing 21.3 points, 10.9 rebounds per game if you add up all the stat lines from the missing pieces. Get a turnover and a 3. That one from Tess Barnes. And it's a 12-point game. A 30-second timeout called by Wyoming. Coach Giselle drawing up plans for her Cowgirls. You got to think they'll involve McKenna, who's had a pretty good afternoon.
Well, you have to pick up full here now. There's no other way around it. And you got to start taking some chances defensively. Now, they only have 3 team fouls in this quarter, so they have one to give. We'll need a little bit of magic and help from Oklahoma State to potentially cough up the basketball.
15 turnovers apiece.
Yeah, well done right there from Oklahoma State. Clean and breaking that pressure.
Barnes called for the foul.
Yeah, Heather Giselle, at that point, if you have a foul, you just want to continue to be solid out front.
Timeout called by Oklahoma State. 74-62 here in the fourth. 2 minutes left on the clock. I showed you Garzon's stat line. Here's how she's done it, Brady.
Yeah, 2 really good halves here today. It started with the 3-point shot. There's a little handoff from her to Garzon. And you just can't give her any space on those 3-point shots. Right there, miscommunication. We talked about Garzon putting it on the floor multiple times here today when she's gotten run off the 3-point line. So obviously, terrific day offensively, but it's been balanced. 4 trays made, 6 of 7 from the line. So as efficient as you can get.
Bird gets it back, gives it up. Shot clock under 10. Shot blocked, they get it back. And an and one opportunity for Langerman.
I think that's going to be heard right there on the missed shot. But again, Oklahoma State handles it well. You take care of it. You chew as much time as possible. Staley Hurd, as we see quite often, knows for the basketball.
16 points for the freshman.
And I think they just added those 2. That's 18 points, now 19. And it's crazy, Mike. You know, if you don't have the stat sheet in front of you, I mean, it's quiet every game, and all of a sudden you look down, she's got like 20 and 8. And the reason it's quiet is because she plays the right way. The decision-making's there. It's really no weakness in her game. Defensively, she's good. There's steals, there's rebounds, there's putbacks, there's made threes, there's getting to the line, there's everything.
Showed some poise there. She got it across midcourt. Double team, got rid of it. I think if you told Coach Hoyt that Asi would play limited minutes and score 6 points, she might be a little bit concerned. But instead, her team's up 15 here late in the fourth.
Yeah, 3:03 left in the third quarter, 10-point game. The big stretch was ending the third quarter in positive because you have Egareva at that time with 3 fouls on the bench because she picked her third up a little over 2 minutes into the third quarter. So J.C. Wade has to protect her. Alcee picks her third and fourth up. 10-point game, but Oklahoma State ends the third quarter on an 11-3 run with Alcee out. That's really the biggest, to me, that's the biggest stretch in the entire game for either team. An opportunity for Wyoming to get it under 10, go into the fourth quarter with momentum with Oklahoma State's most experienced, probably best player on the bench with 4, yet Oklahoma State extends with a limited rush. No point guard out there. No primary ball handler. And as Coach Hoyt said to us earlier today, she said she and the staff has really stressed to the team, don't worry about who's not available right now. It's the next person up. It's just the situation we're in. And get contributions from a lot of people today. Garzone's 24, we talked about. Hurd's quiet 19. Noble, some nice drives here in the fourth quarter. And then Langerman, she had 10 against Missouri State a week ago. She has another 10 here today out of necessity. So a lot of Cowgirls have stepped up in a big way.
They've shot it well, 54% for the game. And they've done it from the line, too. 16 out of 19. 84% for the game for Oklahoma State from the free throw line.
And that needs to be something that they continue to stress because Garzone, Alcee, Noble, Hurd, these are all players that can get themselves to the charity stripe, but they're all very good free throw shooters. And, I mean, another reason to go.
Under a minute to go here in the fourth. Quick three won't go. And Oklahoma State 40 seconds away from win number 4. Cowgirls can dribble out the clock.
Well, Mike, I think it's another good win for Oklahoma State. This shortened roster right now had some foul issues that J.C. Hoyt had to manage. This Wyoming team is a very nice team at both ends of the floor. But I think